The Corvair is here. This is the classic new concept of a compact car that Americans have been waiting for. Here is the car that assumes unquestioned style leadership because this new car had time to become beautiful. Yes, the crisp, trim-line styling of the fabulous new Corvair is the classic climax of 9 long years of unhurried, painstaking concept design, development, and testing. The clean, flowing lines and tasteful simplicity that a compact car should have give this fresh new design sales appeal. The modern American proportions and striking appearance of the Corvair make the Chevrolet line complete. Now you can match the wants of every American car buyer. The all-new Corvair is available in 2 models, the Deluxe Corvair 700 and the Standard Corvair, both 4-door, 6-passenger sedans. Distinguishing the Corvair 700 are deluxe features which include bright stainless steel moldings around the windshield and rear window, capping the drip molding, and completely around the body. And Corvair 700 models also have added richness inside. The smartly styled interiors are color-keyed in any one of 3 colors. Aluminum trim and name on the glove box door, and an automatic dome light are other distinctions. Now let's examine specific styling features common to both models. The crisp canopy-type roof strongly resembles that of the popular Chevrolet sports sedans, and the thin door pillar construction adds to the airy appearance. The curved one-piece windshield sweeps around the front. The slim windshield pillars slant to the rear. Electric wipers with overlapping blade action for clear, safe vision, regardless of engine speed, are standard equipment. A circular door in the left front fender conceals the fuel filler. The top of the hood and front fenders form a relatively flat surface that's appealing and easy to see over. The dual sealed beam headlights and parking lights are housed within a single embossed anodized aluminum frame. On both models, the Corvair name is on the front fenders. The front is clean and uncluttered. A winged emblem with a superimposed Chevrolet crest and front luggage key lock replace the usual radiator grills. The tastefully slim front bumper is of wraparound design for maximum protection. The license plate is mounted below the bumper. The relatively flat body sides curve inward at the sill to emphasize the clean, crisp line. Bright, rust-resisting stainless steel hubcaps are standard on both models. The hubcaps have the names Chevrolet and Corvair in block letters. Trimline styling of the Corvair is especially noticeable from the rear. The roof canopy curves in an unbroken sweep over the wide, curved, one-piece rear window. There are 2 rows of air inlet louvers across the engine compartment lid and a bright anodized aluminum air outlet grill beneath the sturdy rear bumper. The 2 circular taillights are below the rear deck. Optional backup lights are mounted just inside of the taillights. The Corvair doors feature typical Chevrolet-style outside door handles with push buttons and safe rotary-type latches. Doors are locked on the inside by pushing the handles down. Doors are open by pulling the handles up. And on the inside, the trim 16-inch steering wheel accents the Corvair's trimline styling. The horn button has an anodized aluminum frame with the word Corvair in the center. Instruments are fully lighted and are grouped in a hooded cluster. Just below the instruments are the convenient controls. Left to right are the main light switch, which also controls the dome light, the windshield wiper control, optional cigarette lighter, and the ignition switch. Green arrow-shaped turn signals, standard equipment, are in the left and right corners of the instrument cluster. The gasoline gauge is of the floating pointer type and is located just to the left of the speedometer. The high beam headlight indicator is just below the 50-mile numeral. 2 warning lights are beneath the speedometer. The oil light goes on if oil pressure drops or if the oil temperature gets too high. The generator light goes on if the generator stops charging or if the generator and blower fan belt breaks. The roomy glove box is located on the passenger side. A convenient ashtray is centered between the instrument cluster and glove box. As in all Chevrolets, only 1 key is needed for the ignition, doors, glove box, and luggage compartment. The pistol grip parking brake is near the left cowl panel. and has the double stroke feature of the conventional Chevrolet brake. A T-handle release on the instrument panel extends out 2 inches, giving visual indication when the brakes are on. The T-handle must be pulled out another 3/4 of an inch for release. Ventilation control knobs are at both sides below the instrument panel. Compact car buyers can enjoy easy, no-shift driving with Corvair Power Glide. The optional automatic transmission selector lever is mounted on the instrument panel within easy reach of the driver. When equipped with standard 3-speed synchromesh, the gear shift is floor-mounted, convenient to the driver's right hand. The seats of the Corvair 700 are covered with modern wear-resisting pattern cloth and leather-grained vinyl in light and medium combinations of green, gray, or blue, color-keyed to the exterior. Standard Corvair seats have medium gray and silver trim. Corvair 700 floor mats are vinyl-coated rubber for durability and easy cleaning. They have a spatter color motif which harmonizes with the seat trim. Standard Corvair floor mats are black rubber with a spatter motif. Smart, light-colored cloth, color-keyed to the seat trim, is used for head linings and to cover the sunshades. The side walls are painted the exterior color, except for a large, durable vinyl-covered insert on the door that adds a stylish note. The area normally occupied by the package shelf is utilized as an interior luggage compartment. The optional rear seat with folding backrest quickly converts the Corvair into a utility-type vehicle. This Corvair 700 in Cascade Green shows one of the 9 brilliant solid exterior colors available. Other available solid exterior magic mirror colors are Jade Green, Tuxedo Black, Tasco Turquoise, Ermine White, Royal Blue, Sateen Silver, Roman Red, and Horizon Blue. With two-toning, the roof is painted one color and the remainder of the car the second color. The 7 two-tone combinations are Ermine White and Tuxedo Black, Ermine White and Sateen Silver, Ermine White and Tasco Turquoise, Cascade Green and Jade Green, Jade Green and Cascade Green, Horizon Blue and Royal Blue, and Royal Blue and Horizon Blue. There's also a full line of the options and custom features most American drivers want. However, the perfect balance and precise steering that are designed into the Corvair make power assist options unnecessary. There's a manual radio designed especially for the Corvair, and just below the radio, within easy reach, are the controls for an exclusive outside air gasoline heater. Both are factory or dealer installed. The heater has an outstanding feature of almost instant heat delivery. Even in normal use during the cold season, the amount of gasoline used by this heater is negligible. The blower is always on when the heater is operating. The 2-speed blower switch has a high speed that provides passengers up to 100 cubic feet of heated air every minute. When the heater is turned off, the blower continues to run for a short time. 2 factory-installed custom feature groups are available. The comfort and convenience equipment group includes outside rearview mirror, windshield washers, glove box light, and backup lights. The deluxe body equipment group includes a cigarette lighter, right-hand sunshade, and front armrest. All of these items are also available separately as dealer-installed custom features. Other options and custom features include wheel trim rings, litter container, accelerator cover, prismatic rear view mirror, visor vanity mirror, door edge guards, seat belts, and bumper guards. Also available are courtesy lamps, white wall tires, padded instrument panel, rear armrests with built-in ashtrays, air ride cushion, front seat cushion cover, locking gas tank cap, and filler door guard, and license plate frame. Yes, the Corvair offers what compact car buyers want, from custom features to Corvair trimline design with its unique American appeal. Corvair, America's truly all-new compact car with a crisp, clean line that a compact car should have.
Chevrolet Corvair, the advance of the century. The only car specifically designed and engineered as a true compact car. The secret of ideal compact car design is using every inch of usable space practically. And the outstanding example of this is the Corvair's Unipack Power Team. This lightweight unit mounted at the rear of the Corvair, where it belongs in a compact car, is an entire power package, a combination of engine, rear axle differential, and transmission that's absolutely unique. This years ahead Unipack design eliminates long propeller shafts and their accompanying floor tunnels. This means more passenger room and fewer maintenance costs with the compact rear-engine Corvair as compared with compact cars of front-engine design. And servicing is easier and more economical. All parts of the engine which require service attention are completely visible and accessible. Every component within the Unipack Power Team is the result of 9 years of extensive research and testing by Chevrolet engineers. Every component, engine, clutch, transmission, rear axle differential, is specifically engineered for the Corvair and has its own exclusives. For example, the revolutionary rear-mounted turbo-air engine is an air-cooled, horizontally opposed six-cylinder engine of aluminum. Highly efficient and economical, the lightweight turbo-air is perfectly matched to the weight and size of the Corvair. The turbo-air engine develops 80 horsepower from 140 cubic inches of displacement and an 8-to-1 compression ratio. Beyond using gasoline and spark ignition, the Corvair engine has little similarity with conventional power plants on the American road today. The flat design saves space and gives the engine an extremely low center of gravity. This is one big reason why the whole car has a low center of gravity, a most important safety factor. And aluminum construction, ingeniously used by Chevrolet engineers, gives the turbo-air engine many design innovations. Aluminum throws off heat rapidly and uniformly, a characteristic well suited to air cooling. In addition, aluminum decreases the weight of the turbo-air engine and permits it to be mounted at the rear of the Corvair, where it should be in a compact car to ensure the desirable weight balance. Weight distribution is a very important feature of the Corvair design, with approximately 40% of its weight on the front wheels and 60% on the rear wheels. This proportion of weight is virtually constant and is the reason why the Corvair handles the same easy way at all loads. The 40-60 distribution also results in nearly equalized weight distribution when braking, because a car's weight shifts to the front due to inertia. And here are other pluses. As compared with competitive compact cars with heavy front engines, the extra weight on the rear wheels helps give the Corvair up to 33% more acceleration without slipping the rear wheels on any paved road, wet or dry. And with less weight on the front wheels, there's easier steering for safer and more relaxed driving. The Corvair's curb weight is approximately 2,400 pounds, 35% less than conventional designs. Consistently high fuel economy results because less power is required for good performance. Air cooling gives the turbo-air engine many efficiency and economy advantages. First, the radiator, water pump, and hoses, and the expense of a liquid coolant are eliminated. There are no such things as boiling or frozen radiators and engines with the Corvair. The turbo-air engine warms up quickly, thus saving gasoline. 2 minutes after starting, the engine is up to its operating temperature. A highly efficient and quiet blower system cools the turbo-air engine. It assures proper cooling at all speeds, since this system does not depend on the motion of the car for cooling at driving speed. Another economy feature is the over-square bore-to-stroke ratio. The bore is 3.375 inches, and the stroke is only 2.6 inches. Because the stroke is smaller than the bore in dimensions, there's less piston travel, less friction, less strain on bearings, and more usable power. That's why the Corvair engine approaches the ideal design strived for by engineers. The turbo-air engine has oil economy features, too. It requires only 4 quarts of oil for an oil change. And the full-flow oil filter assures clean oil and abrasive-free lubrication. In addition, Full pressure lubrication by a gear type oil pump maintains the right amount of oil at all moving parts. The special oil cooler, a feature usually found only on racing cars, prevents overheating of oil, keeps down oil losses, and contributes to quick engine warm-up. And there are many other reasons why the Turbo Air engine is economical and provides quick starting, dependability, and long life. With modern overhead valves, the engine takes in the fuel-air mixture and exhausts burned gases quickly, easily, and completely. This means more power from every cubic inch of displacement. And quiet hydraulic valve lifters eliminate the cost and nuisance of periodic valve adjustment. Advanced design dual carburetors, automatic choke, and oil-wetted air cleaner result in economical, trouble-free power. And remember, these Turbo Air efficiency features are on few, if any, competitive car engines, American or import. The reverse flow muffler hushes exhaust noises and also minimizes power-robbing back pressure. And it's located near the engine, where engine heat keeps it hot enough to prevent condensation, adding importantly to muffler life. These are the big and important advantages of Turbo Air. But these are only some of the exclusives of the Unipack power team. Another component that is equally important to the superior Corvair performance is the transaxle, the transmission and rear axle differential combination. The Corvair, unlike the leading imports, offers owners a choice of transmissions, either manual or completely automatic. The Corvair's standard transmission is a 3-speed synchromesh design with an aluminum case, floor-mounted shift lever, and many of the outstanding features of Chevrolet's manual transmissions. The Corvair Power Glide, optional equipment, is a special version of the popular, dependable Chevrolet Power Glide. The Corvair's completely automatic transmission gives the Corvair the same operating ease as the Chevrolet equipped with Power Glide. The transmission selector lever is easy to operate. 4 selector positions are provided: low, drive, neutral, and reverse. This is the Corvair's Unipack power team, America's first and only rear-mounted engine and transmission package. This is the compact power combination specially designed for the Corvair and mounted in the rear where it belongs in a compact car. And this is the Corvair, Chevrolet's answer to the need for an ideal compact car in size, weight, fuel economy, and performance.
Never before has so much comfort, wanted by so many American car buyers, been designed into a more compact package of motoring perfection. Of all compact cars, only the Chevrolet Corvair has specific design and specific engineering that offers two amazing comfort and ride advances. Unistrut body by Fisher and Quadraflex suspension, designed from the beginning to make a perfect combination. Unistrut and Quadraflex bring to the American compact car buyer an automobile that adds up to unequaled room and comfort, unsurpassed ride, and unexcelled compact car roadability and handling, all with superlative safety and durability. Comfort begins with a strong integral body frame, Unistrut body by Fisher. Every structural piece is solidly welded together, the ideal type of construction for a compact car. Unistrut construction saves nearly 2/3 of the weight of a separate frame. The rigidity of Unistrut construction contributes heavily to excellent stability, road shock resistance, and comfortable ride. The Corvair's unique room becomes apparent with the easy entrance through wide doors and low step height. And along with easy entrance, never before so much interior room in a compact car. Though lower than conventional cars, headroom and ground clearance are almost equal. There's actually more front headroom in the Corvair than in some 1959 conventional cars. Both Corvair seats are wide enough to seat 3 people comfortably. That's because there's generous hip room and shoulder room, and comfortably deep seats. Another big reason there's room for 6 passengers is because there's no drive-line tunnel taking up floor space, only a shallow rise through which the engine and transmission controls are routed from the driver to the rear. No other car of its kind can match the Corvair's overall roominess. There's safety and convenience, too. The Corvair has safety plate glass in every window for clear vision all around. In addition, the Corvair has positive ventilation with front ventipanes and cowl inlets that are high off the ground, features not found in most compact cars. The Corvair is quiet, too, with thick insulation throughout the body to stop noise before it reaches the passengers. There's up to 1 inch of insulation in roof and door panels, under the luggage platform and floor mats, and on either side of the rear passenger compartment panel. There's also easy-to-get-at luggage space. The front compartment is especially convenient when angle parked. It can be loaded safely at the curb without getting out into traffic. For maximum usable space, the spare tire is out of the way, yet within easy reach. And there's another stowage compartment behind the rear seat, which provides an ideal space for additional luggage or parcels. Now, only with the Corvair can you get a smooth, comfortable ride in a compact car. One big reason is Quadraflex independent coil springing at every wheel. And the Corvair is the only American car with swing-type independent rear suspension. This exclusive Quadraflex feature leaves each rear wheel free to react without having any effect whatsoever on the other three wheels. The Corvair's differential and rear axle are supported by coil springs. This means that proportionately more of the car's weight is supported by springs for better cushioning of road shocks, more rear end stability, more comfort. And anti-dive features are built in to sharply reduce front-end dip during braking. The Corvair's balance and weight distribution and Quadraflex suspension virtually eliminate pitch and sway to give the really soft, comfortable ride that only this exclusive combination can deliver. Corvair's handling characteristics remain superb, regardless of load or number of passengers, because the weight distribution is specifically engineered for every driving situation and remains nearly constant at all loads. This is made possible by placing the engine in the rear, where it belongs, in a compact car. Moreover, the wide 54-inch tread, front and rear, and 60% of the weight in the rear means stability and real traction at the driving wheels in snow, mud, sand, or on hills. Ground clearance of 6 inches prevents hanging up in ruts. The high front bumper reduces chances of scraping on steep driveways. The Corvair has stability and comfort, plus compact car roadability and handling. Excellent weight distribution over the 108-inch wheelbase chassis makes the Corvair highly maneuverable in traffic. Corvair steering is in a class by itself because of outstanding balance, weight distribution, and a fast overall steering ratio. Parking the Corvair in tight spots is compact car easy. The overall length is only 180 inches, and the overall width is only 66 9/10 inches. Corvair braking is sure and safe every time. Corvair Safety Master brakes are long-wearing and fade-resistant because there are only an approximate 19 pounds of car weight per square inch of bonded brake lining and nearly equal front and rear distribution of braking effort. Slots in the wheels and the extra-large clearance between brake drums and rims permit cooling air to flow over the brakes for superb fade resistance. Tubeless Tyrex cord tires on extra wide base rims give the best combination of stability and ride. The new and improved rubber gives increased tread life, improved traction, and ride quietness.
It's a well-thought-out car that has been kicking around on the drawing board for some years, and its beautiful design is a tribute to the careful planning that went into it.
You'll find this definition of the Corvair in the November 1959 issue of Mechanics Illustrated. Now, this bit of news isn't staggering to us, simply because we know the ins and outs of the Corvair. But consider the compact car prospect. He may be thinking about our Corvair and cars like the Rambler American, Rambler, or Falcon. Suppose you quoted this impartial report in Mechanics Illustrated to a potential buyer. Well, chances are that you wouldn't make a sale just by repeating those printed words. But your chances would be much better if you brought out the full meaning of the words beautiful design and careful planning. You can begin by telling your prospects that the Corvair is specifically designed to be a modern compact car. That's why it has the engine in the rear. It has features and advantages not possible in any compact car with the engine in the front. It is trim and carefully proportioned. The Rambler American, Rambler, and Falcon are examples of cut-down front-engine cars. They have nothing really new or different. In fact, The Rambler American is an old-style car. It's way out of date. Actually, it began life as the Nash Rambler back in the early 50s, with only some facelifting since then. The Rambler 6 is not even considered a compact car by the second-largest auto insurance company in the United States. This company reduced rates by 10% on compact cars, including the Corvair. But Ramblers are not eligible. It is said that the Falcon was rushed to the market in order to compete with the Corvair. That's one reason why its styling is so conventional. We all know that styling is a personal opinion, but many people say the Falcon looks out of proportion. We all know that compact cars are designed primarily for shopping and short-run trips. And because of careful planning, only the Corvair offers the convenience of a front-loading luggage compartment. You can load and unload easily and safely from the sidewalk, out of the way of traffic. And only the Corvair has the handy interior stowage area, including a fold-down rear seat as standard equipment for greatly increased luggage capacity. The Corvair's exclusive aircraft-type heater means heat in just 30 seconds. The Falcon water-type heater takes much longer to heat the car and to defrost the windshield and windows. The same is true of the Rambler and the Rambler American. And the Corvair heater will put out as much heat at idle as at high speeds. The Rambler and Falcon heaters are much less effective at idle. Well, this is the way to take advantage of a quote to sell the Corvair's beautiful design and careful planning. And there are other good words about the Corvair. Here's the sum up of the Corvair in Car Life for November 1959.
Corvair handles better, steers more easily, responds much more quickly, and holds the road more securely than any stock four-door sedan ever made in the United States.
And that's a lot of praise for the Corvair. That's a lot of Corvair sell for you, too, if you get down to specifics and show your prospects the reasons why the Corvair goes the Rambler American, Rambler, and Falcon all one better in steering, maneuverability, and stability. So point out the benefits of the Corvair's lightly loaded front tires. The front tires carry only 40% of the Corvair's weight. That's why the Corvair excels in steering. Front-engine compact cars have heavily loaded front tires, putting more demands on the steering system. Then talk about the Corvair's easy steering, because ball bearings greatly reduce friction in the steering gear. Stress that the Rambler American has the old-fashioned worm and roller steering gear with its hard turning characteristics. Follow up with the Corvair's fast 23.5 to 1 steering ratio means top maneuverability when you need it, as in traffic. The Falcon uses a slow 27 to 1 steering ratio because of its heavy front end. Make sure your compact car-minded prospects know that only the Corvair has low-profile 650 by 13 tires as original equipment. These advanced tires have a lower, wider air-base chamber for more solid footing and stability, and better cushioning of road shocks. Both the American and Rambler use old-fashioned 15-inch wheels. What's more, the American has narrow-section 590 tires, and the Rambler uses 640 tires. Larger tires cost extra on Americans and Ramblers. The Falcon has narrow-section 600 by 13 tires, so the Falcon, the Rambler, and the Rambler American all have less tire surface on the road, with the accompanying loss of traction and handling safety so vital for safer driving. Here's another way the Corvair gets more stability. The Corvair's 5.5-inch wheel rims are 1 inch wider than those on the Rambler, and 1.5 inches wider than the Americans and the Falcons. Sure, you'll be getting closer to the sale if you emphasize the features that give Corvair better steering, maneuverability, and stability. Now, you know that many compact car-minded buyers are safety conscious. So let these prospects know what independent automotive experts say about the Corvair's safety.
The vision is excellent. The Corvair has the best protected gas tank. The Corvair doesn't pitch when you hit the brakes.
Tell them the braking story, that the Corvair has nearly equalized braking. There's real four-wheel traction for safer stopping. With front-engine compact cars, up to 70% of the car's weight is on the front wheels in a sudden stop, reducing steering control considerably. The lightly loaded rear tires lose the traction so necessary for safe, sure braking. And the Corvair has anti-dive control for straight heads-up stops. The American and Rambler have no provision for brake dip control, a feature which is needed most on front-engine compact cars. American and Rambler drivers and passengers can be thrown forward when the driver has to stop suddenly. The Corvair's bonded linings have 6% more effective brake lining area than the Falcon for safer stopping and longer brake life. The Falcon's riveted linings must be replaced once the linings wear down to the rivet heads. And rivets can also score the Falcon brake drums. If a prospect asks about the Corvair's gas tank, stress that it's recessed up into the underbody and protected by the front luggage compartment bulkhead and the front suspension crossmember. This means protection against damage in case of either front or rear collisions. Here's what could happen in a Falcon in case of accidental damage to its exposed rubber filler pipe connection inside the trunk. Sell the safety of the Corvair's Unistrut Body by Fisher. It's completely welded, and 2 rigid steel roof bows assure impact protection. The Falcon, which claims a fully unitized body, has bolted-on front fenders. In addition, the Falcon's original design did not include roof bows. As we all know, the Corvair has dual headlights. But the Falcon, American, and Rambler Deluxe 6 have outdated single headlights. And speaking of better visibility, electric windshield wipers, standard equipment, assure steady wiping speeds for clearer Corvair windshields. But Americans, Ramblers, and Falcons have vacuum-operated windshield wipers as standard equipment. They can slow down under certain critical driving conditions. Electric wipers are not available on Americans and Ramblers. And electric wipers cost $10 extra on Falcons. The Corvair has safety plate glass in every window for clear, sharp viewing. Americans, Ramblers, and Falcons have safety sheet glass in side windows. Here's something else to stress about visibility. The Corvair has a bigger windshield and rear window than the American. What's more, the Corvair has 648 square inches more total glass area than the American. Now, we may hesitate to sell such small items as the Corvair's 2 turn signal indicators for both right and left-hand turns. But the Falcon has 1 turn signal indicator on the instrument panel. A lot of people could get confused and not know which direction they are signaling for. So give them the full story of the Corvair's safety features. Here again, the Corvair has the important margin over the American, Rambler, and Falcon in another vital compact car buyer want. And the Corvair gives you another big plus, the better ride. Here's the way Motor Trend and Automotive News describe it.
The ride, with passengers and without, is more than just nice. It's very good. Riding quality is unusually good. The feeling is one of solidity and glued to the roadness. Yet the car gives a soft ride that's mighty stable.
And the Corvair's good ride is the result of many things. There's ample room in a quiet, solid body that's supported by the exclusive Quadriflex suspension, which provides deep, soft coil springs on every Corvair wheel for true comfort, whatever the road surface. The American and Falcon have old-fashioned leaf springs in the rear, which, compared to coil springs, have a very short life cycle. As we all know, the Corvair's swing-type rear axle means that each rear wheel cushions road shocks independently. But road shocks on one rear wheel of the American, Rambler, and Falcon are transferred through the one-piece rear axle to the other wheel, to the car, and to the passengers. Here's the revolutionary comfort feature. The Corvair's virtually flat floor. The man in the middle doesn't have to push his knees up to his chin. Contrast this to the Falcon, American, and Rambler with their drive shaft tunnels, which are up to 6 inches high and over 10 inches wide. The Corvair, Rambler, and Falcon are comparable in interior dimensions, but not the American, which is a small car on a 100-inch wheelbase. When you compare 4-door sedans, the Corvair has 2.5 inches more front shoulder room than the American, almost 4 inches more rear shoulder room, and over 12 inches more rear hip room. Yes, these are the things to talk about when selling the Corvair's good ride. Quadriflex suspension, swing-type rear axle, virtually flat floor, and the roomy body. But there are still more advantages to sell, And they're summarized by Sports Illustrated for October 12, 1959.
The acknowledged advantage of a rear engine is that its power is directly transmitted to the wheels with greater efficiency.
And the Corvair's greater efficiency shows up on the road in outstanding performance. One of the big reasons is the extra weight on the rear wheels. Because of this extra weight, the Corvair has better traction than the American, Rambler, and Falcon. When talking to Falcon-minded prospects, stress the Corvair's 3.55 to 1 standard rear axle ratio. Compare it with the Falcon's standard 3.10 to 1. The Corvair's higher ratio means more push at the rear wheels where it's needed for high performance. Try this test. Idle both the Corvair and Falcon down in high gear. Then step on the gas. The Corvair picks up speed smoothly. The Falcon will jerk and lug along, maybe even stall. This lugging puts a lot of strain on pinions and gears in the rear axle, as well as vital parts of the engine. Proving ground tests with cars equipped with manual transmissions show that the Corvair is over 19% faster than the Falcon when accelerating from 20 to 60 miles per hour. When equipped with automatic transmissions, the Corvair is 36.8% faster than the Falcon when moving up from 50 to 65 miles per hour. In addition, the Corvair climbs a steep hill in almost 11% less time than the Falcon. So tell prospects, with the Corvair's faster acceleration, you don't waste extra seconds on the wrong side of the road when passing. In a compact car test for newsmen, the Falcon conked out 2/3 of the way up, a 15% grade. And this is the reason why the Falcon is going to a higher rear axle ratio of 3.56 to 1 as standard equipment. Well, the Corvair has it in get up and go. But performance takes in other aspects. A compact car must be easy on the pocketbook. In this respect, here's what is being said about Corvair economy by motor publications.
Economical wheels, low maintenance, high engine durability.
There are 3 basic factors in real economy: the price, operating costs, and resale value. And the buyer should consider all 3 before he pays out his money. Let's look at price first. On original price, the most important thing is to make sure you're comparing equivalent models. Don't compare an outdated cut-down American, which is Rambler's price leader, against a Corvair 700. When you do compare equivalent models, you come up with some surprises. For example, the Corvair 700 four-door sedan costs $165 less than the Rambler's Super 6 four-door sedan. And the standard Corvair four-door sedan costs only $64 more than the comparable Falcon model. But with either the Rambler or Falcon, as with the American, we've already seen that the buyer gets a lot less than with the Corvair. Now let's look further at economy. With Corvair, there's no freezing or boiling, and no need for antifreeze, radiator, water pump, or radiator hoses, as with the liquid-cooled Falcon, American, and Rambler engines. And there's economical 2-minute warm-up with turbo air, which increases Corvair engine life. The Corvair's muffler has longer life because it's located near the engine, where engine heat keeps it hot enough to prevent condensation. The American, Rambler, and Falcon mufflers are located underneath the car, where water and snow-melting salt can cause them to corrode and leak exhaust fumes inside the car. The Corvair has quiet hydraulic valve lifters which do not require periodic adjustments. The Falcon 6-cylinder engine has noisy mechanical valve lifters, which require periodic adjustments, adding to operating costs. This also applies to the American and the Rambler. The piston stroke of the turbo air engine is 1.65 inches shorter than that of the American and Rambler 6-cylinder engines. And the shorter the stroke, the longer the engine life, and the more efficient the engine operation. The 1960 Falcon Owner's Manual warns that keeping the Falcon's manual choke knob out will cut gas mileage. The Corvair's automatic choke, combined with fast 2-minute warm-up, means gas economy. In fact, the extra gas used in Falcon's much longer warm-up period, using the choke, could be enough to run the Corvair up to 3 miles. This is extra mileage Corvair owners get on short trips that doesn't show up in controlled mileage tests in which engines are warmed up before the tests start. Also, the Corvair engine is equipped with a tube which delivers warm air from the engine to the air intake and choke to prevent carburetor icing. Carburetor icing can reduce mileage seriously. This tube is a feature found on most airplane engines for economy and dependability. Now let's look at a few mileage test results. While the small Rambler American delivers a little more gas mileage than the Corvair, its full-size, better-selling brother, the Rambler Deluxe 6, gets up to 6.6 miles per gallon less than the Corvair. Mileage tests on early production models of the Ford Falcon show that it delivered just slightly more gas mileage than the Corvair. These tests were made on Falcons equipped with a standard 3.10-to-1 rear axle. However, as we stated earlier, very poor performance with this axle has caused Falcon to switch to a 3.56-to-1 rear axle. Engineers estimate that the 3.56 rear axle will cause a reduction in Falcon gas mileage of at least 10%. This will probably cause Falcon mileage to drop about 5% below that delivered by the Corvair. Now let's see a couple of examples of what many owners report on the Corvair's gas economy. Mr. John Mershute of 81 Summit Avenue, Chicopee Falls, Massachusetts, in a letter to Chevrolet says,
I get 25 miles per gallon around town.
An owner in New York State writes,
As for economy, I have averaged just under 29 miles per gallon, regular gas for all conditions.
Now, economy has a third factor, resale value. And all indications are that the Corvair will have top resale value, traditional with Chevrolet for many reasons, including specific design and quality throughout. So with Corvair, you have the advantages over the American, Rambler, and Falcon in economy as you do in beautiful design, careful planning, steering, maneuverability, stability, safety, ride, and performance. In summary, here's what a staff correspondent of Automotive News said after testing the Corvair.
As basic transportation, Corvair has a lot to offer. Compared with most imports, it is a highly desirable package and magnificent dollar value. In fact, it strikes me that the only basic Corvair fault is that it is a couple of years ahead of the times. This is the car, or something like it, which most of us will want, buy, and drive in a few years.
Before your eyes, a car that's built to realize an engineer's dream in an all-new way. It's called Corvair by Chevrolet. Never before an engine like this, light as only aluminum is. A powerful idea becomes a fact. A Corvair engine ready to act. Never before an American car built as only Chevrolets are. Designed to be compact and trim, Chevrolet strong, Corvair slim. What you'll see now is not the Corvair look, but a body disguised for the tests we took. Never before such a grueling test, the desert sun in the old Southwest. Then the icy grip of 20 below. The Corvair tests well in heat and in snow. Never before this engine here. In a compact car, it belongs at the rear. That way you have more room inside. Greater safety, easier ride. Full 6-passenger room and style looks to make an artist smile. A certain elegance, a certain air. What's it look like? Like a new Corvair. Neat and fleet, compact and light, easy to park, handles just right. Miles to the gallon, you'll get more. Any car like it, never before. So here's a car designed for today, the new Corvair by Chevrolet. Like to try it? Want to know where? At your Chevrolet dealer. Drive the Corvair. Since the Corvair was first introduced, It's been an overwhelming success. Magazine after magazine has praised it. Car Life magazine in its November issue states, the Corvair is as safe as, if not safer than, any family car on the road today. Here's the kind of performance that led Car Life to make that statement. Look at the way Corvair tackles any kind of test condition. The way Corvair's rear engine lets you stop quicker, safer, straighter. And look at the way Corvair steers, unbelievably easy because of its wonderful balance and stability. And there's more. Economy tests show that the Corvair can deliver 33 miles or over per gallon. That's at constant moderate speeds, of course. Your actual mileage will depend on traffic conditions and the way you drive. In any case, Corvair will deliver substantial gasoline savings, averaging 25 to 40% better than the conventional six-cylinder engine. See and drive the compact Corvair by Chevrolet at your Chevrolet dealers soon. When you're building or buying and thinking of costs, meet the low-cost Corvair by Chevrolet. What a hit it's made with this young couple. They've found it's wonderful to drive, and it's easy on the budget. With a brand new house, they've got lots of things to buy, so those Corvair savings are really welcome. Some of those savings come from the exceptional mileage they get on regular gas with the Corvair's six-cylinder aluminum engine. And since this remarkable engine is air-cooled, they never need antifreeze, never have to make any radiator repairs. Along with economy, they like the Corvair's roominess. The fold-down rear seat gives them station sedan hauling space when it's down, and when it's up, there's real family roominess, especially since the Corvair's floor is practically flat. Did you ever go for a Corvair ride? You should. The engine's in the rear, you know, for better balance and safety. You get easier steering, straighter stopping, and greater traction. For more driving fun, and for savings that keep the fun from being frivolous, see your Chevrolet dealer soon for a brand new Corvair by Chevrolet. Corvair, Car of the Year.
This is part of a ranch. And so is this. And this. This, too, is part of a ranch. And this. The Corvair by Chevrolet. It's the newest part of this fine old ranch, with the newest ideas ever to ride the range. Here's one here. The fold-down seat that's now standard equipment on all new Corvairs. There we are. Now let's just look on a bit as a modern Corvair cowboy makes his rounds. When a ranch is measured in miles, the Corvair's extra mileage means a lot. And when the going gets rough, the Corvair steps right along, with independent coil spring suspension at every wheel. So it's over the bluff and into the rough. Nothing to it with Corvair's rear engine balance and traction. Yes, sir. Easy handling, easy steering. Dry as a bone, even in a stony bottom stream. And when it comes to spirit, yippee-ow! Corvair! And when the day's work's done, The Corvair's fun has just begun. It's off to town with the roomy comfort and stylish looks the ladies love. No matter where you go, it's a right fine companion. You try one soon at your Chevrolet dealers. The compact economy Corvair by Chevrolet.
Aspen, Colorado, world famous ski center, scene of the 1960 Winter Olympic Alpine Trials. Olympic champion Stein Eriksen, and the brightest new champion of the road, Corvair by Chevrolet. In a moment, you'll see the new Corvair match its great performance against the skiing skill of Stein Eriksen. And here they go. Skier and car dig in. In a compact car, this sure grip thrust is only possible when the engine is mounted in the rear, placing the weight over the drive wheels. Now Eriksen cuts to the left, his knees absorbing the full shock of body twist and strain on the rugged Aspen ski slopes. In a compact car, this riding advantage can only be enjoyed when 4 independent coil springs suspend the body, like the skier's freely flexing knees, cushioning each shock individually. How's that for sure-footed maneuverability in the snow? A champion of the ski slopes and the newest handling champion of the road, Corvair by Chevrolet. Both teaming up to give you dramatic proof that the nimble-footed Corvair has the maneuverability, handling ease and perfect balance you want for fun on 4 wheels. Now, we're not suggesting you try this, but whether you're just scooting around the corner or heading for the frozen north, you'll find it's great to go in the fun-packed, compact Corvair by Chevrolet.
Fort Gaines, Alabama. Corvair by Chevrolet. And a boy too young to drive, but old enough to dream. Right now, he's imagining he's Colonel Beauregard. And here comes his Corvair cavalry, quickly responding to command. Transport duty with its fold-down rear seat. Corvair's the most versatile volunteer in the Colonel's Army. Now that the Corvair's loaded for action, the Colonel sends it on patrol. There's where Corvair's precise steering counts, where its sure-footed traction makes it the perfect Sentry. A Sentry whose performance a Colonel can depend on, always. Ah, fresh troops on the way. Time to review his command. Yes, Colonel, as your father and other grown-ups will tell you, Corvair is the car of the year. The car that really delivers the modern features, the economy, and the performance you want. And believe us, the new Corvair is more fun to own than to dream about. How about seeing your Chevrolet dealer soon?
There's lots of charming old American customs. New England clam bakes and Virginia reels. Raking leaves and watching cowboy movies. And showing our neighbors our new automobile.
Yes, it's an old American custom, showing off the new car. But this fall, the old custom has a brand new twist. For the car, in many cases, is the Corvair by Chevrolet. People like the looks of the Corvair and the convenience of the trunk in front. Really handy when you're angle parked, and really roomy for the things you buy. Just look at all this trunk can hold. The engine's in the rear where it belongs in a compact car. As for economy, it's a honey. Economy tests show that the Corvair can deliver 33 miles or over per gallon. That's at constant moderate speeds, of course. Your actual gas mileage will depend on traffic conditions and the way you drive. In any case, the Corvair will deliver substantial gasoline savings, averaging 25 to 40% better than the conventional six-cylinder engine. And every mile is fun on a Corvair ride. You probably wouldn't go through anything as rough as this, but if you did, you'd be amazed at the Corvair's stability, easy handling, and excellent traction.
Isn't that a pretty thing? You know, I can sing about it and Joel can tell you about it. But the way to really appreciate that new Corvair is go down to your Chevrolet dealer and drive it. And you're going to fall in love with it, I'll guarantee you.
We've been in New York for a couple of weeks now, and we've had a marvelous time, as I told you. But I must say, I can hardly wait to get home, because last night I talked to the children on the telephone from California, reversed the charges, naturally, and they are so excited because the new little Corvair arrived. Missy says Jody wanted to take it right into the house and put it next to his fire truck. He thinks it's his very own. And actually, I guess it is, because the Corvair is the one I'll take them to school in, and I'll take them shopping in. But now, Joel Aldrich has some very exciting newsreel film that tells the story much better than I could. Watch this.
Right, Dinah. These are rush black and white newsreel films of the Corvair as it's put through some fantastic events by champion thrill drivers. These men knew the Corvair had 9 years of planning and development behind it, but they wanted to check the stability, handling, and safety of a rear-engine compact car for themselves. Steering and balance. Here's precision for you. The Corvair answers a driver's touch like a cow pony answers the reins. The drivers talk over rear-engine balance with an engineer. Chevrolet knows this is where the engine belongs in a compact car. Now a payoff test that proves this beyond a doubt. How's this for handling? The car goes clear over on its side, rights itself, and comes back for more. It has to have perfect stability to do this. The toughest test of all, the high jump. They set up for a 65-foot leap at 34 miles per hour. Takes real driving skill for this and absolute confidence in the car. The takeoff, hold it. Look at that, perfect balance, perfectly level. And away the Corvair goes. Now, how can there be any question about handling and stability with this car? You've seen why thrill drivers select Corvair for their shows. Now see, and by all means drive, the best performing, best handling compact car on the road today. Corvair by Chevrolet. At your Chevy dealers now.
The 9 years of engineering research that went into the design of the compact Corvair by Chevrolet results in some amazing benefits. Because the engine is in the rear, the trunk is in the front. And look how practical that is. Think of what you ordinarily haul in the trunk of your car. Laundry, groceries, luggage, tools, maybe packages or golf clubs. Whatever it is, you'll discover that there's lots of room in the Corvair trunk. And that's not all. There's even convenient extra space behind the rear seat. Day-to-day loading is easy and convenient with the trunk in the front. But what about those long trips, say a camping trip? Well, with the Corvair's optional fold-down rear seat, you turn the Corvair into a station sedan. And look what that means. This young couple loves camping, and so does their Corvair. I don't think they forgot a thing. They didn't have to with their Corvair's station sedan roomies. The big point is, there's plenty of room for a bigger than normal load in a Corvair, whether it's packages or people. So drop in and see your Chevrolet dealer, and let him show you what a fine car the Corvair really is.
Beauty and perfection, built for your protection. Chevrolet, Chevrolet.
Magnifica, magnifica,
Magnifica, magnifica,
Magnifique, magnifique, le Corvair, le Corvair, sexy with a saving, tout le monde a craving, le Corvair, le Corvair.
It may be that the Corvair by Chevrolet is best known right now for safety. But along with saving, the Corvair is engineered for maximum safety. Car Life magazine makes this flat statement. The Corvair is as safe as, if not safer, than any family car on the road today. Unquote. And what's behind Corvair safety? Mostly the revolutionary rear engine. Placing the aluminum engine in the rear gives the Corvair the balance that's so desirable in a compact car. And the Corvair's better balance means safer control on the curves. The Corvair's better balance means steadier, straighter, safer braking. And the Corvair's better balance means greater stability. Another great safety advantage in the Corvair is unitized construction. Welded in one piece instead of bolted together. The Corvair's body by Fisher is solid and strong, built to take it. Motor Life magazine has lots of compliments about the Corvair's safety. As an example, they say, quote, the gas tank is in the most protected spot of any automobile, directly behind the luggage compartment's rear bulkhead. The box member to which the suspension is fastened provides an additional barrier, unquote. Savings with safety. The greatest safety in any compact car today. See your Chevrolet dealer for the new Corvair. This is the kind of weather you can laugh at in the new Corvair. Because inside it's summertime, thanks to Corvair's new airplane-type heater, which gives you full warming heat within seconds after you press this button. There's no waiting for engine warming. You know, your winter worries are over when you drive a Corvair. Well, most of them anyway. And you know, with Corvair, you don't even have to think of radiator repairs or hose connections. The Corvair just doesn't use them. And it doesn't use water or antifreeze because the engine is air-cooled. And the engine is in the rear, where it belongs in a compact car. And that means the power is where it's used, at the rear wheel. And this gives the Corvair better weight distribution, easier handling, easier steering on any road. And those rear wheels really bite in, give Corvair road traction unmatched by any other compact car. Deep snow, it's the same story. Corvair's Bulldog traction gets you there come sleet, snow, or zero weather. Drive a Corvair at your Chevrolet dealers and see how much fun even wintertime driving can be. And I'll venture the only ride you ever enjoyed more was a long time ago.
I'd like to state that a state fair is fun. It's fun to see what folks have done for the prizes they have won. And this year at this big state fair, that new blue ribbon will be going to Chevrolet Corvair. Yes, sir. That's the car that's getting all the stares everywhere it goes, and there's a reason. It gives you more advantages and more appeal than any other compact car on the road today. You take room, for instance. There's room for 6 adults in this car. As you saw there, Mom, Pop, and the 5 kids. And another thing, when you ride to the fair in this Corvair, nobody's going to have their knees up under their chin, because there's lots of room. That floor is practically flat. And the engine is in the rear. The Chevrolet people put it there to give you the best performing compact car on the road today. This beauty is a real 4-season performer. This Corvair can take you practically anywhere. Climbs hills like a sure-footed stallion. And when it's on the open highway, it squeezes every mile out of every gallon of gasoline. Scoots through mud like it wasn't even there. And when it snows, it takes to it like a reindeer. And with that engine in the rear, it's kind of like you got a built-in push. So, you take it from old Jim Dean. If you're looking for a compact car that'll really get you there and save you a passel of money at the same time, go down and visit your Chevrolet dealer and have a look at this Corvair. Yes, sir. If they gave a prize for winning cars this year at this state fair, this grand prize ribbon would be going to Chevrolet Corvair.
Wait to get home and show Chuck this chair, he'll flip. But surely, how are we going to get these things home? In the Corvair, where else? You just flip the back seat down and you have the station sedan. How wonderful. Corvair could hold so many things. Not only does it hold things, but it's so much fun to drive.
Wherever you go in fun in the Corvair. It's as happy and frisky a car to drive as ever's been made. The Corvair breezes along any highway. and squeezes extra miles out of every gallon of gas, thanks to its revolutionary aluminum air-cooled engine. And because Corvair's engine is in the rear, you'll find it has traction that's just about unbeatable, especially during our snowy winter months. Why don't you see and drive a new Corvair soon? When you do, you'll agree in compact cars, Corvair makes all the difference in the world. And speaking of world, let's return to Nellie Bly and find out where in the world she is right now.
Now, the only thing I'm old-fashioned about is value. You know, back in my day, we had a saying, you get what you pay for. And that's just as true now as it ever was. Here's the proof. In the Chevrolet Corvair, you get everything you pay for. For example, the Corvair is a brand new car. It's not a squeezed-down version of a big car. The result? You get dozens of exclusive features, like this rear engine. The Corvair has already proved that this rear engine gives you traction like a tractor. It plows right through sand, snow, ice, or mud. And it gives Corvair better balance for a better ride, safer, better braking. And because it's air-cooled, you never have to worry about radiator care. No expensive repairs. Think of the savings that means. But what are some more Corvair values? Well, look. This fold-down rear seat turns the Corvair into a station sedan. And it's standard equipment. That means it's yours at no extra cost. And how practical. When you need extra load space, you've got it. Now, let's check the floor. The trick is to have plenty of room for people. In this Corvair, you get it. Extra space for 6 big people, because the floor is virtually flat. But to me, the important thing is this. Corvair gives you more wonderful features, more exclusive features than any other compact car on the market, and that's value. The kind of value you get whether you choose the 4-door model or the 2-door model. So if you have old-fashioned ideas about getting what you pay for, see the Chevrolet Corvair.
Well, what do you know? Say, have you been taking driving lessons? No, why? Well, you've never been able to get into a little space like that before.
Oh, that was before I got my Corvair.
Corvair's new compact size solves many a parking problem. It fits in almost anywhere you want to park. No, it doesn't run on laundry bags. That front trunk is just one of Corvair's storage spaces.
And you know something? You can get more in a Corvair than in any other compact sedan. In fact, it's a station sedan.
Really? Well, do you think that would do for our family?
Why not?
Well, there are 5 of us, you know. Oh, that's terrific. Just right for our family. But what makes the floor so flat?
Well, the engine's in the rear, and you don't have a transmission or things like that to make a hump in the floor.
Oh.
And that practically flat floor is mighty good for the passenger in the middle. He's not all cramped up for footroom. He can stretch out and relax.
And am I saving money?
You can save money, too, because Corvair runs miles and miles and miles on a gallon of regular gasoline. And you'll never have to pay for antifreeze, radiator repairs, or new hose connections, because Corvair's engine is air-cooled. Drive the economical compact Corvair soon at your Chevrolet dealer.
Hey, do you see what I see, Johnny? Yeah. It's a big fat rabbit. Hey, you the Easter Bunny? You're out kind of late, aren't you?
Just finishing up the rounds. Had a lot of eggs to deliver this Easter.
How come you're driving a Corvair? I thought you hopped around.
Well, this is the modern way to hop around, Mary. You see, I'm a pretty big bunny.
Yeah.
I need lots of room in a car. My legs are very long, and my feet awful big. And my ears, well, when I found that a Corvair had so much room inside, I decided that was the car for me.
Say, where do you carry everything?
I have two places. One is right here in back, where I carry all my carrots. The back seat folds down, just like in a station wagon.
Wow!
And the second place...
We know, up front. You got any eggs up there?
Might be. Let's go look. Yes, I think I see a couple way down there. Just a minute.
Find them, Mr. Easter Bunny?
Yep, coming right out. These are the last two. Sure carried a load of eggs in that trunk today.
Thank you, Mr. Easter Bunny. Boy, what do we tell the folks about this?
Oh, they'll never believe you, Johnny. Who ever heard of a rabbit driving a Corvair? So long.
So long, Mr. Easter Bunny.
The new Corvair by Chevrolet is a wonderfully exciting car to drive. And along with giving you a whole new kind of motoring fun, the Corvair is dependable. One great reason for Corvair dependability is body by Fisher, a value that no other compact car can offer. But quality construction is only part of Corvair dependability. There's also engineering. Chevrolet engineering, so advanced that Motor Trend magazine calls the Corvair Car of the Year. With its wonderful rear-engine balance, the Corvair brakes to a stop straight as an arrow. You can rely on remarkably responsive steering, too, and count on Corvair for easy handling. What's more, you can trust that rear-engine traction to keep you on the go in mud or snow. While it contributes to dependable Corvair performance, the Corvair's six-cylinder rear engine is dependable in itself. Air-cooled, it never needs water, can never freeze up. And for the same reason, you'll never need to repair a radiator. And these points of dependability mean economy. And economy is another important thing you can bank on, from gasoline mileage to overall maintenance. For the Corvair is made by Chevrolet, and Chevrolet is famous for economical transportation. So see your Chevrolet dealer. Drive the car of the year, Corvair by Chevrolet. It's dependable, and it's lots of fun. Here's the exciting story of Corvair, the only American compact car to be so thoroughly economy-proved and performance-proved. It started with the Mobile Gas economy run. Corvair, off for Minneapolis, over 2,000 miles away, traveling through the scorching desert without a drop of water needed, over twisting mountains, across turnpikes, through cities. The Corvair's professional driver crossed the finish line in Minneapolis, racking up 27.03 miles per gallon. Yes, Corvair proved its economy in the Mobile Gas economy run. And then the same Corvair set out almost immediately to prove its performance on snow-choked Pikes Peak, Corvair challenged the mountain earlier than any other car had ever attempted it. No snow tires, no tire chains, yet Corvair kept climbing and climbing and climbing. The secret? Corvair's amazing rear engine that puts the weight over the drive wheels. Corvair's terrific traction, its nimble handling, its sure braking cut the mountain down to size. Corvair, performance proved on Pikes Peak, economy proved in the mobile gas economy run. Corvair, the car with the kind of performance that makes your daily driving easier, safer, more enjoyable. Performance test, economy test, the car of the year. Corvair by Chevrolet. At your Chevrolet dealers now. When the new Corvair took the final flag in the mobile gas economy run, its professional drivers had racked up 27.03 miles per gallon. Then the same Corvair, which had performed perfectly at 22 feet below sea level, moved on to prove its performance by challenging 14,000-foot-high Pikes Peak. No other car had completed this 20-mile climb this early in the year. But up Corvair went, higher and higher, the terrain more treacherous, the air sharp as a razor, the altitude 12,000 feet. And Corvair kept driving, with no need for snow tires or tire chains. Up the devil-made switchbacks, twisting, turning, with no guardrails for protection. The traction terrific, handling easy, braking sure. The key to this great performance, the Corvair rear engine that helps distribute weight so well that the rear wheels grip firmly. That's what enabled Corvair to conquer Pikes Peak earlier than any other car. Accomplishments like these make Corvair a very smart investment and a very common sight in driveways across the USA. Corvair's story begins with economy and top performance and continues with many exclusive values. The fold-down rear seat, for example, turns Corvair into a station sedan. Down for inside carrying space, up for passengers. And all passengers ride with plenty of footroom because Corvair's floor is practically flat. See your Chevrolet dealer for a great addition to your driveway and your life. Corvair by Chevrolet. Economy proved in the mobile gas economy run and performance proved on Pikes Peak. Corvair, car of the year.
Life can be difficult sometimes, but we have wonderful satisfactions too. Things that give us a good feeling. For example, the way you often feel when you get something extra, something that you didn't expect.
It's like having power steering without paying for it. When you own a Chevy Corvair, this Corvair steering wheel turns so easily, so effortlessly, because the rear engine takes a lot of weight off the front wheels. But Corvair's not only a joy to handle, it also gives you the roominess that puts pleasure in any trip, with the stretch-out comfort of a practically flat floor. And since the engine's in the rear, there's no engine heat up front to bother you on hot summer days. Corvair air conditions the natural way, at no cost to you. And that fold-down rear seat gives you the kind of cargo space that can easily take hard-to-handle bulky items. Can you imagine trying to put all these things in any other car in Corvair's field? Tents, mattresses, supplies, stove, tables and chairs, and 2 husky men. Corvair carries them easily and economically. You'll be surprised at the number of gasoline pumps you pass by when you drive this fun-loving Chevy Corvair. Try it out tomorrow at your Chevrolet dealers. See what I mean. Which floor belongs to Corvair? The one that remembers people have feet. And look how well Corvair remembers that simple fact. The floor is practically flat, front and rear, so everyone can be comfortable, including the man in the middle. This practically flat floor is one reason why Chevy's Corvair is such a sensible family car. Even if you ride for hours, the middle passengers feel just as comfortable as those nearest the windows. And how did such a practical idea as a flatter floor come about? Because the Corvair engineers put this Corvair's engine and automatic transmission in the rear. It's the only American car built this way. And because the engine's there, you're cool inside a Corvair, since you actually drive away from engine heat. What a blessing on a hot summer day. And no matter how hot that day is, you never worry about a Corvair engine boiling over. It's air-cooled. There's no radiator. The only water you'll ever use is what it takes to quickly wash its strong and silent Fisher body. These are the kind of comfort and value features that make Corvair such a great buy and such a useful car for almost any size family. Now, as we said before, which floor belongs to Corvair? Well, that's easy, isn't it? The one that remembers the middleman, or for that matter, the middle woman. See your Chevrolet dealer soon. He'll be happy to let you examine and drive the car of the year, the economical, comfort-built Chevy Corvair.
This is the story of a family. Mother, father, son, daughter, Fido, and their happy-go-lucky Corvair. Off on a weekend vacation. They've spent more fun-packed weekend trips together ever since their Corvair became a member of the family. To them, there is a getaway car. It takes them to the mountains. Or to the shore. Wherever fun is found, this family loves to go, too, for their steers so lightly, you'd think it had power steering, rides so cool, you'd think it had air conditioning, packs so much gear, you'd think it was a station wagon. And it goes so far on a gallon of gas, you'd think it would go forever. This family loves their... Your family will, too. Try it at your Chevrolet dealers. The best sellers car of the year, Chevy's Corvair.
Last October, a completely new car came into the American market.
Corvair by Chevrolet is brand new and planned for today.
The exceptional interest generated by the rear-engine Corvair was reflected in a Time magazine cover story. And now, half a year later, convincing proof that Corvair excitement was based on significant engineering contributions as Motor Trend magazine picks the Corvair as Car of the Year. Here's the Motor Trend Award, and here to receive it from Mr. Walter A. Warren, editor of Motor Trend, is Mr. Edward N. Cole, Vice President of General Motors and General Manager of the Chevrolet Motor Division.
You know, Walt, I've received quite a few awards on behalf of Chevrolet, but this award, selecting the Corvair as Car of the Year, is something extra special. We worked for 10 years on the Corvair, going through all kinds of research and experiment to design it the way we felt it should be designed. Some of our ideas were quite unconventional, but we believed in those ideas, and we stayed with them.
Well, Ed, they turned out to be good ideas. The air-cooled aluminum engine, the transaxle, and the four-wheel independent suspension. That's what Motor Trend calls engineering progress, and lots of it. Congratulations, Ed.
Thanks very much, Walt.
The April issue of Motor Trend at your newsstand now carries the complete Car of the Year story. Read about Corvair and try one at your Chevrolet dealers.
Just go for a drive anywhere, and it suddenly will be completely clear just why Motor Trend calls Corvair Car of the Year.
Now, Corvair economy is proved beyond a doubt in the Mobile Gas Economy Run. 8 days ago, starting out in Los Angeles, this 2,061-mile trek began across the country to Minneapolis. The results? In the compact car class, Corvair averaged 27.03 miles per gallon of gas. And that was not test track driving by any stretch of the imagination. Virtually every driving condition found in the United States was duplicated. Leaving the city in its rush hour traffic, Corvair begins the twisting, climbing ride to the Rockies. Up and over mile-high mountains, Corvair bulled forward. Then down the broiling desert, mile after mile over parched, dusty roads. Corvair made the desert trip without a drop of water. Corvair's air-cooled aluminum engine just doesn't need it. 5 days and 2,061 miles later, Corvair's professional driver crossed the Mobile Gas finish line in Minneapolis. The mileage? An average of 27.03 miles per gallon. Now, what does Corvair's proven economy mean to you? That Corvair delivers real dollar-saving mileage. And best of all, it delivers this mileage without sacrificing any of Corvair's exciting pep and power. The driving pleasure, the fun. Ask anyone who's driven Corvair and they'll rave about its wonderful feel. When you buy a Corvair, you get this pleasure bonus, plus the economy that was proved in the Mobile Gas Economy Run. And right now, you can get the deal of the year on the Car of the Year, Corvair by Chevrolet. See your Chevrolet dealer.
She's at it again.
At what?
That car. No engine.
Have you been out of the country or something? That's a 65 Corvair. The engine's in the back. They put it over the rear wheels for better traction. Makes it steer easy, too.
You mean there's a rational explanation?
You want to know more? See a Chevrolet dealer.
You are about to meet a true international beauty with a shape that blends elegance and excitement. Corvair for 1965. All new international beauty from Chevrolet. for 1965. An adventure just to see. Corvair for 1965. There is no feeling in all the world like the one behind this wheel. Beneath the sleek modern lines, you have a new 140 horsepower, 4-carburetor rear engine. Agile performance to go with its breathtaking beauty. Corvair for 1965. International beauty with new hardtop styling in every model. For an introduction to these international beauties, see your Chevrolet dealer.